Is that we're live?
Yeah, about 3 miles, man. Shit.
Not live yet. Now we should be. Yeah, all right, we got audio. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Redline Racing League here on the WV Broadcast Network. Coming to you live this week from Road America. This one's going to be pretty quick, so definitely grab a snack because you ain't going to need a dinner for this one. And as always, in the booth to start this one off, we have old Mark McAttack to give us the starting order.
Alrighty, sir. How we doing this week?
Doing all right.
Good. Glad to hear. Well, got Road America tonight. Like you said, should be a very quick race, so it's gonna fly for sure. But got 20 laps tonight. Stages are 4, 3, and 9, so there won't be a pit stop the first 2 stages, and the last stage there will be 1 pit stop. Got 12 of us tonight. I know we're missing a lot of people still. Should hopefully be back next week for Phoenix. We also, including tonight and then next week at Phoenix, these are the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Regular season will end next week at Phoenix. And the top 12, again, will make it to the playoffs, which will start at Auto Club. So should be a doozy to see who all makes it in. But I'll go over the starting lineup here quick before we get rolling. Starting on the pole, we got Who's Your Boy. Starting in second is going to be Push and P. Fulton. Starting third, we got Memphis. Fourth is going to be Danny MD. Fifth, Dark Knight. Sixth, Chief TP. Seventh, Team 95. Eighth, Shady Acres. Ninth, myself. 10th, Savage Bear. 11th, Cole Trickle. And 12th, Hootie Hoo. So, again, quick one tonight. Road America should be a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll see you post-race.
Alrighty, brother. I know we had the meeting at the start of this.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you wanted to go over that?
Yeah, I discussed things with people or with the drivers about just being a little bit more respectful on the track, and we implemented a new rule. I got with the other league leaders and about incidents involving drivers in an accident. If a driver gets into someone and they wreck them, and it causes a caution, they have to go to the back on the restart within 2 laps. And if they wreck somebody and a caution does not come out, they're going to have to do a drive-through. So we're trying to eliminate, the terrible mistakes that have kind of been happening in the last couple weeks. And we got good drivers in here. It'll get corrected, but we just need to race with a little bit more respect, both on and off the track. So, but yeah, that's kind of what we discussed, and that's the new rule we implemented for that.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, we will see you post-race, sir.
Alrighty, brother. And that is your starting order. Who's Your Boy? And P. Fulton starting on the front row for this one. And now we just wait for the drivers to get done their shtick, as I usually do.
I'm here. Chief.
And we're going to try and get to the points here real quick, just so that way after New Hampshire we can get to see where people are. Mark still in the race lead, but the cutoff is 12th. Which is right where Dunlap, Team 95, Shady B Million are. And P. Fulton. And P. Fulton and Dunlap real tight together, but the gap to Team 95 is pretty substantial, about 23 points. Separate 12th and 13th.
Next race, next week at Phoenix will be the cutoff race. After that, the playoffs playoffs. We'll be starting top 12, make it to the playoffs.
So Team 95 going to need a hell of a run here if he wants a shot at the postseason. Now we do have drivers missing out on today's race. Unfortunately, it's nobody near. Actually, no, Dunlap, I don't think is here. Of course, I also could have just completely missed it, but these guys are jumping in, which means I need to do the same thing and stop getting lost in thought here. Yeah, no, Dunlap is not here tonight, so that is huge for the point standings as he is right on that cutoff line with Team 95, so that's going to be huge. Dunlap holding that last spot, not available. Dark Knight also not in the field. He is separated. So this race at Phoenix is going to be close, but we are going green here at Road America. 20 laps here we got on tap. 4 laps for fuel, so we'll see when these fuel runs go. Stage 1 is exactly 4 laps. But, oh, Hoosier getting caught in the grass, and look who's out in front. P. Fulton. Having the run of his life so far. Out here leading meaningful laps. Whoa! The number 8! Savage Bear. Oh my gosh. This is the corner that I always struggle with right here. Or sorry, no, that was the corner that Savage Bear completely lost it in that I usually always have trouble with. All right, but P. Fulton currently leading by a considerable margin over Dark Knight in second. Hoosier Boy tried to take the fight to him. Oh, Dark Knight misses the corner. Hoosier misses the corner. Not as bad as Dark did, but he definitely missed it, and that's just going to allow P. Fulton to break away. Here's Team 95 getting passed up by Mark McAttack in that red and black with a little bit of yellow, number 20. Oh, bunch of guys. Hooty Hoo, Shady Acres, and a Savage Bear. Savage really not having the run I was anticipated on seeing him when we went over to Mid-Ohio. He had a really good run going, so troubles early for the number 8. Second in the point standings still, as P. Fulton still runs in second. That is Memphis Phoenix, a.k.a. Davey, that sits in the 4th spot. Another guy who's also good on the road courses, sitting inside the top 5 of this 10-car field. The good news for everybody in the field is that everybody is guaranteed stage points. Doesn't matter if you're in the front or the back. You are guaranteed at least 1 stage point. So for these guys trying to close those gaps and make these battles just a little bit tighter for position heading into the playoffs means a lot. And especially those drivers like Team 95 below the cutoff line trying to get that little bit of an advantage over those ahead of them. Especially the ones who are not here, such as Dunlap. But P. Fulton still continuing to flex those muscles Out front, these guys ain't got nothing for this 16. He can just keep running these quality laps, really understand his truck, get an understanding for what it has, the handling of it, braking zones. Pretty much just running a couple of practice laps, not pushing it, but seeing what he's got. Meanwhile, Phoenix was closing in on your top three, but do not look behind. As Mark McIntyre just got past just almost got my leagues mixed up. Danny MD, sorry. I caught myself before I even said anything. But he's now in 5th. So from 10th plus 5. And now he's got a whole gaggle of trucks just ahead of him. That is 2nd through 4th that he is trying to run down. And Hootie Hoo trying to close in. Or not Hootie Hoo, wow, Hoosier. Damn, dude, just hit me now. Trying to close in on Dark Knight in the 00. Still, nobody has had anything for Pete Fulton, which is uncanny. I believe we're only on the 2nd lap of this thing. I'm going to rewind a bit to see exactly what lap we are on. Yes, we are only on the 2nd lap. Still 2 to go. And I had to rewind so far in Hoosier's stream to be able to get back to the start-finish line. That was only half the damn lap I had to rewind, so that was sick. Oh, Hoosier getting real squirrely. Oh, caught the grass. It messed up his braking. And look at the time lost to this 00. Little bit of breathing room now for Dark Knight. Meanwhile, Hoosier has lost all of his. He has now got a tailgate full of Davey/Phoenix. And Phoenix will have the inside. But Hoosier beats him under braking. And do not look behind him. You ain't gonna like what you see. The red and black Mean Machine is closing in. Widely gapped Danny MD behind him. And is now reeling in these trucks as we are on the white flag lap. 1 lap to go. And P. Fulton will secure his first stage win of the season. And we love seeing a guy like P. Fulton have a run like this. A guy who's usually like mid-pack can run up front in some scenarios. But to see a guy like this have the run he's having, you can't help but love it. He has worked so hard on his road course skills, and especially his road course skills. He used to get embarrassed by it. Yeah, I mean, he had leagues that would let him race, but would ban him from racing on the road courses. And now he's worked his way all the way up to what you see. Missed that corner a little bit. I was talking too nice about him. That was on me. That wasn't P. Fulton's fault. But here he goes through the final corner. He makes it through. P. Fulton has to make it up the hill unless his car spontaneously combusts. Going up the hill, he will reach the top, see the green and white checkered flag, and P. Fulton gets his first stage win on the season. Then it is Dark Knight in second. Memphis Phoenix third, Mark fourth, Hoosier rounding out the top 5. Something bad happened to that number 12, where he dropped not 1 but 2 spots in the closing bits of that final lap. But that's already stage 1 in the books. It took forever to get there, but we got it. And now pit road. And I expect the 16 to make very minimal changes on his truck. Here we go, getting ready to go back green. P. Fulton up on the front row. Mark not so good on pit road, lost a couple of spots, back there in 5th. And now here we go into the braking zone. 16 with more track to run on. And P. Fulton breaks away with the lead. Oh! Phoenix getting squirrely now to the inside. Meanwhile, battle up at the front. Here comes Dark Knight. Mark moving up through the field, but now we have our first battle for the lead. And Dark Knight with the preferred line into one of the hardest corners on the track. And it will be Dark Knight taking the race lead. Meanwhile, everybody going crazy in the back. Team 95. Oh, she's 'em. Now they're 3 wide going into this heavy corner. Danny MD misses it. Team 95 off the... Or not Team 95, sorry. That was Shady Acres, my bad. They're both in a red and blue scheme. Of course, if I actually paid attention, I would see that the truck I was following when all that went down was Team 95. Like I said, just hit me now. Meanwhile, Pete Fulton now having to see what that truck's really got. It's Dark Knight, who, again, at Mid-Ohio, another driver at Mid-Ohio, had a good run. Led some laps, challenged Mark for the lead when Mark eventually got there. Now we'll see what the 16 can do with that little bit of pressure, with that rabbit to chase. And a lot of opportunities to pounce. Really hits that final corner well. 00 went a little wide, gave up a little bit of time to the 16. But now Hoosier in line behind him, and he's got just a little bit of a run. Now at the top of this hill, there will be just a little bit of draft that these guys can catch. It allows them to close that gap just a little bit quicker. And now we see the benefits. Hoosier to the inside of P. Fulton. Now he's playing the defensive line, getting in front of Mark. Mark goes sideways. Mark going everywhere. Now Mark back here with Savage Bear, who's gotten that 8 truck under him now and is fighting to stay inside the top 5. So Mark's run here gonna hit a little bit of a speed bump. We'll go with. And now we go back to the battle for the lead. Hoosier Boy and Dark Knight. Hoosier, as we've talked about with him over these past couple of weeks, he's really starting to get the feel for these trucks, really starting to get that confidence in himself to be able to run these trucks competitively, starting to get the reps. And you can talk to any driver on this game. Repetition in the vehicle you will be driving, whether it's the Cup car, Xfinity car, will pay dividends, and it is right now. Hoosier Boy with the ultimate preferred line going into this final corner on the main circuit. And Hoosier gets himself back to where he started, which was right on the pole. And in behind him, the man who started third is now looking for second. He will also have the preferred line. That is Phoenix / Davey. Oh, the 0-0 at Dark Knight really broke hard. He was playing the outbreaking game, and he won it in spades. So, this battle for second really heating up. Mark McAttack, as you look in the back here, has gotten back around Savage Bear in the 8, now trying to run down the 16 again. Now these top three starting to close in on each other. Pete Fulton starting to reel himself back into this fight. Starting to get his lines back under him. Refocus up. Let's see if he can make a run at the top three. These are 3-4 strong trucks we got up at the front. 4 guys who have proven themselves in this league to be road course ringers. Oh, Dark Knight misses that corner. You can't hit that grass. Going into that corner, that will absolutely scrub off at least to 1 or 2 miles an hour. And on a straightaway like that, you need every ounce of speed you can get. Now, when you go through these tight corners, you see them scrubbing the dirt a little bit. That's fine. That won't kill your run. But on those 2 major straightaways, 3 major straightaways, you gotta have every ounce of speed under you. No way was that already the end of the stage. That was the end of the stage. So, my bad. Was anticipating a 4-lap stage. My phone is actually behind me, so I'm not looking at it. Hoosier Boy, your stage 2 winner. There's Dark Knight in second. Davey / Phoenix in third. P. Fulton fourth. Mark McAttack running up the top 5. Savage Bear 6th. Team 95-7 Chief 8th. Danny MD 9th. And Cole Trickle rounding out your top 10. Sorry, my phone was almost dead, so it's currently sitting on the charger behind me, so I'm like literally doing a whole back and forth thing. And this race is going by a little quicker than I anticipated. And here we go. In line for the final stage in this one. Hoosier Boy on the outside, on the technical inside, actual outside, but it is the preferred line. Going into turn 1 on the restarts as you have the most room on the circuit. However, this time does not pan out that way. And it will be Dark Knight assuming the race lead. And P. Fulton up to P3. Davey and Mark get into it a little bit, but they stay straight and we stay green. P. Fulton, the benefactor of it, he moves himself back into the top 3. And he's got the room to be able to look out that windshield and try and take the fight to your top 2. But right now, both of them are just looking to take the fight to each other. Everybody makes it through that tricky corner okay this time. Oh, Dark Knight off the course. P. Fulton not close enough to capitalize, but Hoosier Boy sees a wide open door and he says thank you, as any polite man would do if someone held the door like that for him. Now Hoosier with a really smooth corner. Ooh, that was crisp. And you see how much time he gained. Some people choose to have long carousel. Some people will choose to either feather the throttle or try and hold the light throttle and carry themselves to the corner, or they'll just feather the throttle, which could kind of kick your tail out a little bit, but if you really hold it, it's a more smooth run through that carousel, and the 12 showed you how it's done right there. I should probably look at the lap count, seeing as how we're getting pretty damn close to the start-finish line. You'd think after having a truck race yesterday, I'd be more inclined to actually look at my phone. 8 laps to go, so there will be one pit stop in order to make it to the end of this one. Meanwhile, over in the back, Mark McAtack, number 20, passing the number 16, pushing P. Fulton to get to third, the highest position he's been in all race, if you can believe it. And now, running down your top 2. And P. Fulton can use this time a little bit to try and follow in Mark's tire tracks, try and learn a little something. You see him backing up the corner there as the 20 did. Oh! What happened to Memphis? Look at the front end damage on that 41. He is down on pit road. Insanity. Extensive front end damage. That might mean his day. We were so enthralled with watching the battle for the lead, we completely missed what happened to him. And Hoosier Boy pressing home his advantage over the 00, the Dark Knight. Mark closing, but not quick. Not very quick. We're used to seeing Mark close these gaps a lot quicker than he is. Oh, Hoosier, a lot of time through the dirt. And you're going to see the effects of that little mistake as you now see Dark Knight just peeking to the outside. Oh, cooks it into the dirt patch. Mark through to second. Dark Knight back to third. Now potentially more, and it is. Down to fourth is the 00. Meanwhile, Hoosier was really hoping to have that 00 behind him as that little bit of a buffer between him and the shark that's in the water. The fin is showing above as Mark McAtack is now the only truck he sees behind him. And that gap is shrinking. Now, it's all down to strategy. And unfortunately, with a track like this, strategy is really tough to get right. Oh, and Hoosier feeling the pressure a little bit. Cooks it through that corner. And now getting squirrely through the carousel. The Mark McAtack effect in full swing here at Road America. Hoosier, who had been running so consistently, as soon as he saw that red hood behind him, all of a sudden now he's missing corners, pushing them a little too hard through the braking zones. Now we see him starting to buckle down, grip that wheel tight. He knows what he has to do in order to hold on to this race lead. He just has to do what he's been doing. Consistency. Hit your marks. Run your line. Above all else, make sure you have the preferred line. Very few spots here. Mark gonna pass you on the outside. And you see now, he's starting to gap that 20. Giving himself about a truck length and a half. Maybe just a full, yeah, no, it's about a truck length and a half. That last section, he got himself up to damn near 2. Now this tricky bit right here. No, Hoosier just a little wide. Such a hard corner to get right. Which is why you see Mark closing that gap. It's just a corner you have to like literally just keep working on, running through. Lap after lap. It's a corner that will lose you this race. Oh, Hoosier a little wide through that carousel. We're so used to seeing him run that bottom, but damn did he get off good. However, so did the 20. And this battle for the lead is going to be heating up the whole rest of this race. As right now, these drivers will be coming. Trying to get the lap count here to what lap they'll be on or how many to go. Right now the fuel light on for the number 12. Now it's going to be close. I believe that everybody will come down on the same lap. So it'll be how good that pit crew performs. Mark showing the bottom. And now when they show that bottom, what he's trying to do is force that 12 to overcorrect. Ooh, and Mark through to the race lead. Past the 12 of Hoosier. Now, when you show that bottom, you're trying to make a truck. It's kind of like a game of chicken. You're trying to make the driver outbrake you. And in turn, ruining his corner. I think he messed him up a little too much there and ruined his next couple of corners. Now Hoosier's just got to buckle down here. He's still within a shot, and they still have to pit. So this one is not over for the 12. We could also still get that caution. I do not foresee that coming. Not enough trucks on track, and not enough trucks running together to be able to cause it. But man, Mark just had a really good run through the carousel. Mark using all of that racetrack right there. Now, will we see one of these two trucks dive for pit road? There's Mark and there's Hoosier. Hoosier lost a little bit there, but you got to play it safe too, especially when you're within a shot. So everybody gonna pit this time. Apparently everybody except for Phoenix. But, and Dark Knight, what happened to the 00? Well off the pace. Then there's Danny MD. Here they go. They will make their way down pit road. Or not. Dark Knight, not on pit road. And here we go. Mark and Hoosier. No, Hoosier cooking it a little bit. Mark did not. And Mark really separating himself now. It was close off of pit road. It is not close now. So we will look to ride on. See where everybody else is falling out. Hooty-hoo on pit road. Pete Fulton looks like he is behind the 00 at Dark Knight. Phoenix on pit road. There's Team 95 and Chief. And a little bit of a position battle. We'll see about running on with this one. See if Team 95 can get that +1 to his running position. It doesn't look like a Chief's starting to break away there, so we'll go back to our leader, Mark McAttack. All right, Mark. Just getting that little bit of separation. I totally missed how many laps we have left to go here. Three more laps to go. No other pit stops need to be made. Everybody pretty well spread out. As soon as I say that, Pete Fulton is closing that gap between him and Dark Knight, the 00. That is for a position. That's for P3, I believe. And yes, it is. The gap right now, 1.2. Sorry, 1.4 seconds between P. Fulton and Dark Knight. The gap between Hoosier and Mark is 2.5 seconds. And then the gap between Hoosier and Dark Knight is 7 seconds. If you want to know how far spread out everybody is. Dark Knight really... Oh, and as soon as I say that, misses that corner a little bit. That's going to allow Pete Fulton in the 16 to reel him in just a little bit. Pete Fulton getting the most of every corner, too. Can't be letting that 16 have that run on you. That was joking before the race. We're putting machine guns on all the trucks, so that way when Mark goes by him, they can blow out one of his tires. They're going to need that to happen for them to have any shot. Hoosier is losing touch with that number 20. Shady Acres on pit road. And now Dark Knight about to come under fire by that 16 of P. Fulton. We lost engine noise because this game is just great. But we're now down to 2 laps to go. 2 to go until we see the checkered flag wave. Ooh, contact! 00 missing that corner. Alright, so Pete Fulton, after making all that ground up, has to do it all over again. Ooh, Dark Knight really hitting the grass there. Trying to hit that wide entry. Only thing he did was lose time to the 16. Now we come to the white flag. 1 lap to go for your race leader, Mark McAtack, before he sees the checkered flag wave across his nose. And that also means now that this race is official. The yellow flag does fly. The race will end. So no last chance. No second chance at a run. Run what you brung, and here goes Pete Fulton to the inside of Dark Knight for third. Savage Bear getting in on it. Pete Fulton, though, loose on exit. That allows Dark Knight to get back by him. Okay, no, they're not even close. Got it. And they're barely even halfway. Now this tricky corner right here. Pete Fulton better through it than the 00. He's peeking to the inside of Dark Knight. Oh, and Savage Bear getting in on it too. Oh, Dark Knight! Loses a position to Chief. Pete Fulton gains the spot. And just in time to come back to Mark as he is running it through the S's. This number 20 from the back to the front, as we've seen on so many occasions. Hits the front straight away. Up the hill he goes. He sees as he crests the hill. The black and white checkered flag waving. He will cross the line and win at Road America. Hoosier to finish second. And Pete Fulton will round the bend and take home a top 3 spot. Savage Bear will finish 4th. Danny MD 5th. Chief will finish 6th. Dark Knight 7th after running in 3rd. That one mistake, 4 spots. Team 95 8th. Cole Trickle 9th. Or sorry, Cole Trickle 10th. What happened to the 55? Oh, lost it. Hootie Hoo gets by, so it'll be Hootie Hoo 9th and Cole Trickle rounding out the field. Will they have the time? They should definitely have the time, but they are a ways back. Hootie Hoo and Cole Trickle, the only 2 trucks to not finish yet. They still got over a minute to do so. Hootie Hoo cresting the hill to secure that 9th place finish. And Trickle. Oh, Nelly! And it looks like time has expired. Cole Trickle gets a top 10 finish at Road America. All the drivers giving each other a little bit of flack. They're all in good fun, though. I don't think I have. No, I'm pretty sure I do. Woody woo! God, we love Hootie. Oh, we got Cope in here too. All right, well, we will wait ever patiently to get your top three. God, I love Hootie, man. Then I wouldn't. Oh, shoot. That was the wrong button. Hey, y'all. Haha, top three. Hey. Hello. Oh, hey, there's one.
Hey, I'll
You
get
got P.
one.
Fulton? I don't know why I don't have him already.
There you go.
Fantastic. I don't know why I don't got him, but then we got Hoosier and P. Fulton. All right. All right, so we will get this post-race underway, and we will start with the man who finished third, had his best run of the season. That is the number 16 of Pushin' P. Fulton. Yeah. Yeah, and one of those good things that happened to you is you got your first stage win on the season, and it was really awesome to see that 16 run up front. Now, we've talked about your story before and how, like, back in the early days when you first got doing this, road courses, if to say were not your strong suit, would be a stretch. If I'm to say that, I mean, you went from being the guy where leagues would actually make a rule that you weren't allowed to race on the road courses to now to see where you've come so far just in this season alone compared to where you've come in this game alone. I mean, is it a little bit gratifying now to start having these good runs on these road courses to start consistently getting these top fives? Yeah, and I know that you're like right on the cusp of that top 12. I know you're right around that cutoff line, so this run's got to be a little bit of some weight off of your shoulders there of just being able to put a good run here. Yeah, and now I know we got Phoenix next week. That's a little bit of a wild card given the variation of the track and how tricky that track is to drive. Or we think like what's the confidence level now that we have this good run, allowing us that little bit of breathing room in the point standings to go out there and try and have a little bit more fun. All right, brother. Well, hey, congratulations on your top 3 finish, man. We'll see you next week at Phoenix. Yes, sir. And now that gets us to the man who finished in second. It ain't going to be your car because you drive a custom, but I'm going to see if I can find a number 12 here. Because I'm pretty sure there ain't one.
I don't think there is.
Oh, that's sick. All right, cool. So we're just going to pick a guy. Well, I'll put you on Natalie Decker. That'll be awesome. That suits you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Will.
But, yeah, no. I mean, another good run for you on a road course. I know there was some little things that happened more towards the end of stage 1 that kind of set you back a little bit. But what were the mistakes that kind of kept you from kind of keeping that lead a little longer and potentially coming out of here with a win?
Well, actually, it was going into turn 1 on the start. First, I got to say, like, I mean, getting my first pole, that's in, I think, 4 or 5 seasons I've raced in Mark's Leagues. This is the first time I've ever gotten a pole. So, I mean, I was graciously that he didn't qualify, so that kind of helps there. But yeah, going into turn 1, somebody from behind got into the back of me. I took a little damage. Luckily, I was able to correct it and stay roughly straight. Ran around in third, but longer the fuel run went, the worse the truck got. So coming up over the second to last corner, it just got really light on the back end, and I just couldn't turn it, and I went out to the grass, and I went from third to fifth, which is fine. I started getting a little frustrated, and I was like, calm down, you'll be fine. And then I came out in fourth on the restart on the inside, which I actually liked the inside on Road America. It worked out that Fulton and Dark both went wide. I was able to get underneath, got the second. I couldn't quite clear Dark, but then eventually I cleared him. Actually, on the turn that I went into the grass, I was able to clear him, and I got my first stage win. So, and then that final stage, I was just saving gas. I saw Mark behind me, and I know he was doing the same thing, and there was not I knew it was inevitable. I was just hopefully something like he ran out of gas even earlier to where I could get out in front a little bit, but he ran out as he was going up the hill, and I was like, I'm going to get beat. But I'm happy, like a second place, stage win, qualifying on the pole. I cannot complain. This is a win for my team, especially after last week with mismanaging my pit strategy. Totally screwed me from second to 8th or 9th or something like that. So I'm ecstatic right now.
Yeah, thanks for taking away one of the things I was going to talk about. That's cool, but
go ahead, talk about it.
I know, yeah, because I know last week it did not go anywhere near how you wanted it to go with the pit strategy, and I think that was also where you kind of had a little coming together with other drivers and all that kind of also contributed to your finish last week. But coming in here and, like you said, qualifying on the pole, getting the stage win, coming home second, And now leading into Phoenix, to where you're trying to advance your position and get a little bit more help in the playoffs. Is this adding a little fuel to the fire to be a little bit more aggressive next week to try and help yourself even more, seeing as how it's the last race in the regular season?
I don't know if I'm in the position at the end. Maybe something I might cross my mind, but it's not my mo. That's not who I am. But maybe coming down to it, yes, there could be that potential for that. I am so junior into these trucks. Like I probably have the least amount in these trucks, and all I'm doing is just building confidence and building on my abilities with these things. So I'm I got in the beginning it was big roller coasters, and I kind of stabled it down. It has a bunch of good runs, and then I had some issues. It was learning. All I'm doing through all these things is learning and just getting better week to week. Even like last week, that's my fault ultimately with bad math and bad management, but today was just a straightforward race, and I knew I had a good truck. I knew that I wasn't going to run I don't think Mark ran a 201 or something like that. I heard. I was like, no shot. So I knew I had a good enough truck to finish second and just keep getting those points and keep moving up. I mean, I think sixth place. We'll see what happens after tonight. But yeah, I have a lot of confidence going into the latter part of the season, and all it's doing is helping me. And so those guys better watch out and give me the final four. We'll see what happens.
All right, brother. Well, hey, congratulations on your second place finish, and we will see you next week at Phoenix.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to Mark for another win, Wall for what you do. Congratulations to Fulton getting a first stage win. So this is good. It's good seeing new blood up there, and I'm loving it. It's a great season or a great league that Mark runs, and I can only be thankful for what you do, Wall.
Oh, thank you, brother. I'm just happy to be here. And that will move us on to our race winner. I don't have his paint scheme, but I will say it is one of my favorite paint schemes that any truck I've seen has, and that would be the number 20 of Mark McAttack.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's another one in your tally, Mark. Your chalkboard's got to be getting a little full here with all the marks you got on it. No pun intended with the mark thing. But, I mean, it's just helped bolstering you in the playoffs. Walk me through this one, man, because you had to earn this.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy by any stretch of the means. Starting in the back, you're playing with fire, especially on the starts and restarts with how chaotic they get. It's very, very easy to get in the back of somebody or somebody behind you to get in the back of you, and causes just that whole big accordion effect. And on top of it, there's a bubble at Road America, so on one person's screen they maybe got in you, but on another person's screen they didn't touch you at all. So just NASCAR Heat 5 at its finest. But we all gotta deal with it. We all gotta adapt with it. But no, overall it was a good race. Still too many incidents where people are getting into each other, but we'll get better from it as a league, and we'll move forward and we'll push forward. But glad to get the win. Congrats to Fulton and Hoosier, not only on their stage wins, but on top three as well. Glad to see them up in the booth again. But overall good race. Phoenix next week, cutoff race, last race of the regular season. It's definitely a tire management type of track where long runs are definitely going to be key, and having the tires throughout that run and just trying to be consistent is really going to be what gives somebody the trophy at that racetrack. But we'll get ready for it. should be a good one next week, and we'll see how things stack up.
Yeah, and I know that Road America presents its set of challenges. What what is the challenge that you saw that most people struggled with that you, being the road course warrior, was just able to overcome more? Because I know there was one section where, wow, of the track, I can't remember the exact corner, but where you could just close that gap on Hoosier. Meanwhile, through the rest of the circuit, he was able to kind of extend that lead over you a little bit more. I just kind of want you to delve into the trick, like how tricky this track is.
It's very tricky. There's so many turns. The track is so long. Uh, in order to run a great lap, you got to run it perfect. If you mess up one corner here, it's your lap time's gone, and a lot of, or how do I want to say it? There's so many long straightaways on the track, which is very unorthodox for a road course. I mean, there are at other road courses, but not like there are at this road course. So getting off the corners is everything. So there was a couple corners where Hoosier was actually really really good. He was either equal or if not maybe even a little bit better than I was. But no, he had a great truck. Fulton had a great truck. And there's a lot of others that I know Dark had a really good truck as well. So no, it's a very very difficult track, and you definitely gotta be on it. And you gotta be focused for an entire lap every time. So yeah, no, it's a very difficult one for sure.
All right, brother. Well, hey, congratulations on your win today, and we will see you next week at Phoenix.
All right, bud. Thank you. Thank you for what you do as always.
Yes, sir. Always happy to be here. And with that, that will do it for us here tonight at Road America. Mark McAttack gets the win. Hoosier tried his best to try and snatch one away from him, but just came up a little short. But that just means next week at Phoenix going to be all the better. The last race in the regular season. The playoffs will be set next Tuesday night. I keep getting my damn leagues mixed up. Just hit me now, as I've said all damn stream. But that will do it for us here tonight at Road America. This has been the WV Broadcast Network. My name is Wellbridge, and we are